Hey everybody, it's Emily, the Crazy Worm Lady. I'm here today with our urban worm bag update. I am sorry I have not been here to do this a little bit sooner. I'm working on a few things, like a web page I'm going to get up and running pretty soon. So I haven't had quite as much time to work in my bins as I would like, but I wanted to bring you along for my update today. And bin moisture still feels pretty good. I'm actually pleased with that. And this was where our watermelon was. So I wanted to see if the worms were still in the area or if they pretty much worked through it. And it looks like they're still in the area, but definitely looks like most of the food is gone. Let's dig around a little bit more. Again, with this system, I'm not going to be able to dig quite as deep as I do in some of my other bins because you want the castings in the bottom to get compacted and finished, and if I mix in some of this bedding from the top to the bottom, it will never get to that point. But yeah, there's still some little groups of them here. This is a nice ball of worms working. So I was kind of expecting this to have dried out a bit, and it really hasn't. It feels good, and we have some storms coming, so I kind of expected some of my bins to be kind of crazy with worms climbing up the sides and all, but they're not. And I'm not sure what this is. I'm trying to figure it out. Sorry, it's hard to focus a little bit, but it feels like a pit of some sort, but I definitely didn't put anything with a pit in here, so not quite sure what that is all about. Feels warm over here. This may be where the banana peel is finishing up, because we did have 4 whole bananas that I put in here when I started. But I had put a good amount of bedding in here, and besides the very, very top, it's already starting to get broken down. Sorry, my finger's sliding over the camera lens. One of these days I'll get a good tripod that will work a little bit easier for me, but I definitely wanted to bring you along today. So I'm going to go grab some food and some cardboard, and I'm going to get a little bit more in the bin, and we will take it from there. Alright, so I shredded a few pizza boxes, Amazon boxes, and I'm going to add all this in, and I'm going to add it in dry. I did sprinkle a little bit of eggshell in here before I did that. Whew, sorry, dust. So that adds a lot more living space for our worms, and since we want them to multiply, I definitely want to keep the bedding at least halfway up this bin. So I have a little array of food for them today, trying to clean out my fridge as well as use up some scraps that some friends and all are giving to me. So I've got a lot. I'm going to challenge this bin a little, see how much it can handle. So these are some romaine hearts that actually stink really bad. I also have something that I wouldn't typically put in my bins, but it's the remnants of some soup stock that we made. It does have some garlic and ginger in it as well. You know, onions, that type of thing. But I think it should be okay, so we will find out. That also smells rather strong. And I think I'm also going to add the rest of this bag of kale. Man, this smells pretty strong. I'm hoping that my worms will be able to handle this for me. And I'm going to shred a few more boxes and just put at least a thin layer over the top here because we don't want to end up with a lot of bugs. However, I am thinking that this zipper, the way it closes so well over here, is really helping to prevent that from happening. Because I see a handful of mites, and I saw a few potworms when we were doing the banana peel and last week with the watermelon, but I mean, I had those in my existing bins, and I was really worried about like fruit flies with those bananas, and I haven't had any problem. So let me put a little bit more cardboard over the top, and that will be our update for today. Just thought for reference I would show you guys what type of stuff I shred up. So this is just like the packing that they put in with, packages that you get from Amazon so things don't break. And then I just use these boxes that I get from Amazon. I get a lot of things delivered instead of getting them at the grocery store. This was, I guess, toilet paper. So I'm going to shred all of this up and we will top off our bin. Okay, so I just shredded up the packing, and I didn't even shred up the boxes. I think that should be plenty. Again, sorry, a little dust storm after that. I'm just going to use this to kind of cover the top. And, you'll notice I don't typically feed my bins where I cover the entire top of it with food, but because of the nature of the continuous flow through, it's not a bin you turn up as much, and you want the castings to be even. And because of the depth, I'm not worried if there's something they don't like. For example, in that soup stock or anything, they can, dig deeper until it breaks down to a point that they can handle it. So I don't think I'm risking anything in the bin by doing that. So I'm going to just give this a light drizzle with my water. I should have had this over here just because that was a lot. The food has a lot of moisture in it, but was a lot of bedding that I added today. So just give this a healthy drizzle. I'm not going to do much more than that. And as I said, I'm really impressed with how this is holding on to the moisture and not drying out. This is very breathable. You're not seeing any like condensation building up on the the insides of the walls or anything. So I'm really impressed with that. And I just thought we'd peek down the bottom here and see what the zipper area looks like if I unzip it a little bit. It is really heavy down here, guys. I really think this steel frame was very smart. I'll unzip a little bit more. I don't want anything to fall out though. Look at how pretty those castings are. They're nice and moist. Yeah, it's gonna be gorgeous. And the zipper, when I had the watermelon in here, I did have, a little bit of extra moisture come down to the bottom, and so I was really concerned about the zipper having problems, and it just opened up fine. And doing this one-handed is hard, but it's not getting stuck. Let me push some of this back in here. And there's definitely some castings that I just got in this zipper. So let's see if I can get it shut, and I will show you. I'm going to see if I can get this propped up so that you can watch me close it. Okay, so I can't find my mini tripod, so I'm going to just do my best to close this one-handed. But even with the castings stuck in that zipper, it's still opening and closing very easily. So I'm still keeping this drip tray down here. This will be where I collect my castings, and just in case any extra moisture would come through, it'll just drip down here. And that is where I did have a few drops from the watermelon, but again, it wasn't much at all. So far so good, guys. I will be back with you next week for another update. I appreciate everybody watching, and again, once I hit the 250 subscribers, I am going to give away another worm bag. So keep that in mind. Share this with anybody you think that might benefit from worm composting or just this type of composter. And I'll be back with you guys soon. Hope you have a great day.